Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another episode of the Garage Cast Podcast. Brought to you today by, well, at least powered by Cadoba. Yeah, I had to give me a. I'm in Virginia for. I'll be in Virginia for a few. Well, I'm in Virginia for a few weeks, so why not partake in Cadoba? That's definitely. My belly is definitely full from them. Got me a little iced tea to parch my thirst. No, to quench my thirst. Um, Speaking of that, yeah, I'll be in Virginia for a few weeks. So every episode that I can see is going to be recorded from this beautiful hotel room, climate controlled, with a refrigerator and a mini fridge. So I will not starve at 11 o'clock at night when my sleep schedule's messed up and I wake up and I'm hungry. I'll just reach in my little mini fridge, break something out. I've got some grapes. What else? I have some oatmeal and grapes. Should be good enough, right? Hold me over. But I digress. Yeah, I'll be here for a few weeks and I'll be bringing you episodes every week. And then back on the road to yet another state. And I'll try to keep it up. Anyway, why am I telling you guys about that? You guys don't really care about that, do you? Let me know. No, if you don't, I'll keep talking about it. But regardless, I'm recording this early to release this week. I'm recording it Sunday, so you guys should hear this by Monday or Tuesday. Anyway, it's a pretty sad week. I saw Muhammad Ali passed away, and I saw when he went to I could have sworn when he went to the doctor or to the hospital, the news, it was just the news on the Daily News headline. No, it was just a news, what is it called? Like a bullet. It said, former boxer Muhammad Ali has been hospitalized. And I could have sworn it said, he's fine. It's just like a checkup or there were complications to his condition. Yeah, but he's fine. I turn around, wake up the next day, the guy's dead, right? He was 74. Hope I'm not lying. I have my computer, I'll check it out. But he was Muhammad Ali. He was 74, 72. I can't remember what it is. If this internet would 74. Yeah, he was 74, man. And I thought about it when he passed away. I thought about this years ago, and I may have been jumping the gun, but at 74, with Parkinson's, and aside from that, even if he weren't a champion and he didn't stand up for a lot of things in his heyday when he was younger, if he weren't that guy, I still think, and I'm probably gonna catch some flack for this, but seeing somebody with Parkinson's at the stage, not Parkinson's, what does he have? Daggone it, Parkinson's. That's what Michael J. Fox has. Oh, Muhammad Ali. I don't know anything about Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali condition. What the heck? What does this boy have? Muhammad Ali. In grave condition. Yeah, I get that. Extraordinarily grave. You know what? Just tell me what he had. I don't know what the boy had. Daggone it. Illness. I just want to find out what he had. What? Muhammad Ali, face of struggle against Parkinson's. He had Parkinson's? I guess him and Michael J. Fox are shaking it up. Whatever. But even if he weren't Muhammad Ali, the great Muhammad Ali, personally, I think at a certain point in his life, when he's at a point where he really just becomes kind of not incapacitated, but I have a very bleak opinion on life. But to see him at 74, I looked and went, when I found out he passed away, I was kind of relieved that now mostly, his family, his friends, the public, mostly, my parents, they don't have to see him in that state anymore, because nothing to see a person that's, when you meet them, they're sick and you kind of go, oh, okay, well, they're sick, and whatever they have, whatever condition they have, they're sick, and that's fine. But when you see someone go from just a young, vibrant, outspoken, charismatic champion, even in the sports realm, but even as a regular person. When you see them go from that, and then you see them actually uh, just kind of erode away with a disease or a condition that, excuse me, with a disease or a condition that in today's science, it can't be, you can't fix it. It's one thing if it's alcoholism and they kind of, and the person brings it on themselves. It's still sad, but you really, deep down, you think, well, you're doing it to yourself. You can bring yourself out of it. But when you see it's a condition that doctors have no cure for, they may have treatments, but there isn't any cure. For me, I say, not too early, but at a certain point, he be better off, passing away. And I know that sounds very, very bad, very cruel, but it's no different than your grandparents. Everyone's grandparents at a certain point where they become, where they get Alzheimer's, or they get dementia. There's a certain amount of years you can deal with that and reason with that, but then at a certain point, you just kind of go, not, I wish they were dead, but you kind of just go, I hate to see them like this. Now it hurts me to see them like this, every single day, every minute. When I see my grandmother or parents, even, my grandparents, my parents, when, what the heck is going on with this beeping? When you see that, it kind of eats away at you and just saddens you. But he's passed away, and I'll always remember him for, I'm 37, so I know of him. I remember some of his, I don't remember his fights, but I remember watching videos when I was a kid, because of my parents. So he definitely was, if no one else, a person that can tell you, and I believe it to this day. He was a person that really showed me, aside from many other people, he was a person that definitely showed me, if you don't believe in yourself, no one will. And he may have been up there talking a boatload of, trash, but at the end of the day, you kind of really looked at that and went, well, nobody else is going to really say, no one is going to say that about him the way he says it about himself. So, even with my own things I have going on in my life, I can't sit around and wait for someone else to, make a Facebook account, make a website for me, make a T-shirt for me, saying exactly what I want to say. So with that, I think if you got nothing else from him, you have to understand that even if it was part of the fight game, there's a certain part of that. There's a certain part of that in the fight game, or anything. If you're, play basketball, if you're in any sport and you're kind of talking trash, you can't really do that if it's not you. It doesn't come off as believable if that thought and that feeling isn't deep down inside you. So, and that's the difference between some people that talk trash and they win, and then some people that'll just go out and just win the game, or beat the person or whatever, or win the match, depending on what it is. Hold on, I gotta take me a sip of this tea. Hold on. Oh man, that's good tea. That's some good tea. Brought to you by Cadoba. We don't have any sponsors here at the Garage Cast. None of my 6 listeners will sponsor me. Anyway, but yeah, that's a sad thing to see that he is gone. However, if you really look at it, now he's not suffering. His family isn't seeing their father and their husband and their uncle, or however that lineage went. With people that saw him, once a month or once a year. Now they don't have to go through that, which in turn is good. The biggest thing I'm concerned about, I think he is married, but are they gonna flip over his estate like they were doing Prince's? I don't think so. I think I would definitely believe that he has a will, or if his wife is still alive, things kind of default to the spouse. Going through that, I understand that if you don't have a will, things get very messy, very fast. But I think that's only if the parties involved are mature. The people that I've seen that have lost loved ones, and they were, you have siblings, and really just siblings is all I've seen. As long as you're mature about it and you kind of, go through everything in the house and you go, well, all this kind of stuff, let's just dump this stuff because it's meaningless. It's dishes and, just nonsense. But then, and clothes, just a whole bunch of nonsense. But then when you get into certain things, that may mean something to the person or to the people or remind you of that person that passed away, that's when that's when you start talking about things. You say, well, I don't need this picture, but this picture reminded me of my whoever passed, this picture reminded me of them, so I'll take it. Oh, okay. And I think that's the difference between even the Prince thing, people, Prince's estate, and just other famous, more wealthy people. Because if you really look at it, it the fighting afterwards does no one any good. If and then it just becomes very selfish. I think because you turn into the person that is when they were alive. You may have gotten help from them financially, which is fine, but there's a difference between getting help and then having them do it for you. So if you were the person that was getting help and you paid that person back, then great. You should be mature enough to divvy all that stuff up. But at times, man, it's just some people just see dollar signs. It was funny to me when, oh, excuse me. It was funny to me to see when Prince passed away. They were talking about his music archives, like they've exhausted every other means of uh, financial gain. It was, he died Monday, and then by Wednesday, like, we need to get into the vault. We got to get in the studio. I'm like, the guy just died. I mean, the guy, he just died, just passed away. Can you guys wait, a month, get some lawyers together? How are we gonna divvy this up? Who's first in line for the estate? So that's how, at least what I've seen. Parents die, or parent, person, whatever it is, they pass away. If they have a spouse, I believe they're first in line. It just defaults to them. Now, if the person that passes away doesn't have a spouse, it goes to the children. And in theory, the children would split whatever the asset is. They would split it three ways. Now, if you're talking about a $110,000 house and I don't know, a $20,000 car, it's kind of hard. I say it's easier to split things three ways because that's a blue collar family, and it's a blue collar family, and usually it's like, well, I already have a car and a house. I don't want any of it. I may want that picture that's on the wall, but that's about it. When you get into money, Prince status, any of these superstars, not superstars, but any of these famous people with money and just uh, endless wealth like that, because now everything that they had or owned is worth more. It's I heard Sinbad say it it was a few years ago now in a stand up what do you call it, stand up show. He had I think he did a special. He said, the internet said, yeah, Sinbad's dead, and he was joking. He said, I wasn't even dead long enough to get my DVD sales up, to to really spike that at all. But yeah, when it comes to that big money, things can get real nasty. Instead of people being humble and saying, all right, we are his or hers brothers, siblings. My life is straight, man. I'm good. I just want to, if I can get that picture from, when he came to my wedding or whatever it is, and I'm out. I don't need any of the nonsense. If you guys need somebody to take over the estate because you guys already have homes and all this stuff, I'll be the executioner or whatever. That's fine. I don't have a problem with that. But yeah, it usually gets real ugly when that big money starts getting spent and people act like they don't have any freaking sense. But once again, yeah, it's sad to see. It's sad to see Muhammad Ali go, but at a certain point, I do believe, yeah, it was time for him to kind of roll out, man, because nothing. Oh man, this dope is doing me in. Nothing that I can explain to my children can truly make them understand and see that the person that was alive a week ago was the same person that floated like a butterfly and stung like a bee. There's no way, nothing I can do. Even if I show video, that human being standing there, speechless, emotionless, just very, almost like a mute. There's no way for me to explain that. So with him passing, it's kind of like, all right, now we can close the chapter and now we can really start talking him up and really showing that you know that sometimes great things do come to an end. But I don't even know what I'm trying to say right there. But he's passed away. You know, I hope he's fine. Hope his family's fine. Hope they truly understand what family is, and at this time in their life, they should sit down, get together, and just, they should grieve, they should celebrate, they should, kind of move on. But it's probably going to take maybe a few years for them to truly understand that, Muhammad Ali is gone. Just his absence in the home alone is going to make them go, oh man, he really is, he's out of here. Wow. So anyway, speaking of Muhammad Ali, watch the UFC. God daggone it. What is it? UFC? Whatever. What are they on now? UFC 198? I don't know, man. This is horrible. Bisping versus Rockhold. I'm searching everything just so I don't get it wrong. Oh yeah, UFC 199. Kevin Casey was Muhammad Ali's son-in-law, which was crazy. Speaking of that, man. Speaking of that daggone UFC 199, I watched it last night. Yeah, I fell asleep. So, beat it. It's late. Thing was over at 10 o'clock, man. I'm in bed by 8:30. Tucked in. But yeah, I watched that one. It's pretty good. Pretty good show. I can't believe that I can't believe that Rockhold got knocked out like that. And he said it in his post, not the press conference, but the regular interview. He said it. The lady who interviewed him, I don't even know who she is. Probably some new chick. She's new. She's attractive. Whatever. But she was saying, that how did you not see the shot or whatever? Was it a powerful shot? Did you expect Bisping to hit that hard? And Rockhold said it, and I believe it's true. So it's not so much that he hit me hard; it's just that he got caught. And if you watch enough fights, professional boxing, maybe boxing matches, mixed martial arts, street fights, a lot of the times it's not a lot of the times, a lot of the time. A lot of the times. Most times. How about that? Most times the knockout shot isn't necessarily, that doesn't make sense. Most of the time the shot isn't a hard shot. It's just where the shot landed, where the person was punched, where the person was kicked. That's what got him. And when I saw him, actually I watched it and it was sad. It looked like, I think it was a right hand or jab, whatever you want to call it. Bisping, Rockhold kind of punched, but then it seemed like he leaned into Bisping, and it just didn't seem like a calculated strike. It seemed as if Rockhold threw the punch and maybe got off balance because he was close. He was almost face to face, body to body with Bisping. So then when Rockhold, retracts his hand, that's when Bisping came over with, I think it was a left. Called him, looks like on the jaw, and kind of dazed him, which isn't anything. Bisping rolled up, and I thought he was going to be able to fight through it, which, Czech Congo style. That was an awesome comeback from a blatantly dazed Czech Congo. But yeah, I thought Rockhold was going to hold it, be able to get out of that, man, but Bisping jumped on him. And let me say this about Bisping before anybody that listens to this, before anybody really talks about this. This is the thing that I see with the UFC anyway. Not to talk bad about the UFC, but you have Bisping and people will say, he's this great fighter and it was a 10-year journey and all this stuff. The only reason Bisping got a title shot was because All-American Chris Weidman, he got injured. I think Chris Weidman, and then it wasn't Yolo Romero. Well, I don't think it was him, but Chris Weidman was injured. The next guy in line, he was injured or just had surgery or something. So it's not as if, what I see, it's not as if Bisping is on a 10-fight winning streak, moving up the rankings, and it's like, oh well, here you go, you won 10 in a row against ranked fighters, and now you get a title shot. So when I see that kind of thing and mostly in the UFC, and I think the UFC is kind of they're it's great because they don't have to follow the traditional rules of I guess fighting, boxing, but at the same time you'll see that the UFC will create a champion. They'll create a focal point. So yeah, Bisping almost didn't earn the title shot, I think, because he wasn't up to fight. He wasn't up to fight for the championship belt, like in wrestling, right? But he wasn't up to fight for it. So the fact that that kind of fell in his lap, I think, to me, it doesn't take anything away from the fact that yeah, he beat that guy. But at the same time, is it that Bisping was the unranked, and he's ranked, right? But was he so far down the line? Was he the unranked, state college football team that beats the ranked team that went to the Sun Bowl or whatever last year? Was that what really happened? Because I want to say Rockhold said he underestimated him also, and that could be why. It's like, this guy, he's fourth in line, blah blah blah. So regardless, Bisping's a champion now, but I don't think that he really earned that shot. Now, are they going to do a rematch? I would hope so, only because of no, it was in the second round. I'm thinking Jose Aldo McGregor how was over 13 seconds. So that's a fight that you'd want to see again, only because we don't really get to see what Aldo can do against McGregor. And on top of that, Aldo was a champion for 10 years or so, 10 years undefeated as the champion. So to kind of give him a second go at it, I think is needed. But yeah, Bisping and Rockhold, man, I can't believe that. I never thought that Bisping would beat Rockhold, really, just because of the length. And I can't say that Bisping isn't good because he come down here and rack me. But it's just funny because I thought that Bisping lost to Silva. It was at Bisping's last fight, I think, or 2 fights ago. He fought Anderson Silva. I thought he beat him, but I'm not a judge. I'm not the UFC. But yeah, the UFC is kind of excuse me. The UFC is kind of not janky shifty. They're unique like that. They don't have to follow the rules, but then again, stuff doesn't make sense. They can just strip somebody of the title. Like, who is that? John Jones is now, he beat St. Preux. So now he has a belt. Great. Awesome. But that's an interim belt. My whole thing is, why even do an interim belt? Just strip Cormier if you're going to create an interim belt. It's the same thing with McGregor. I can't think of these guys' names. Man, I should have did some research before I started talking about this. But the same thing with McGregor. McGregor doesn't have the belt now, so now, Frankie Edgar and Aldo, I think it is, they're gonna fight for the interim belt. Just get rid of the belt then, man. Just get rid of. Say, McGregor, you're not the champion. These guys are fighting for the actual belt. It's vacated, and Cormier's the champion, but Jones fought for an interim belt. Well, either make that fight a title fight and just get rid of Cormier's belt altogether, or just have that as Jones's first fight back. It's okay. It's still a win. There's no asterisks or anything next to any of these interim title belts or anything. The only one that I can say was valid in my lifetime, right, or with my knowledge of the UFC, was when Cain Velasquez, when Cain was stripped of his title, because I think he went a year or two without defending it because he kept getting surgeries and all this stuff like that. You kind of look at it and you go, okay, I'll give you that. If you have it if you win the belt, win the game. If you win the belt and then you go God damn, I'm gonna slow down. When you win the belt and you go into a year break, you kind of go, okay. You got to pay some people. You're gonna celebrate a little bit. You may not necessarily want to jump right back in there, but all these other guys, man. These 2 other guys, you kind of go, why not just strip them of the title altogether and make Cormier and McGregor then the number 1 ranked uh, challenger. I think it goes 10-1, and then the belt. I think that's how it goes. Oh man, I need to work on my daggone fighting knowledge. But yeah, that fight last night was kind of, goodness gracious. That fight last night was kind of shocking. Anyway, yeah, and then the Faber Cruz. I'm not big on those two, man. I definitely think Faber should have that last round should have just came at him. Oh boy, oh man, the commentator. This is horrible. The commentator that's with Joe Rogan, he said it best. He says, "Well, you're either going to get a decision loss or win, or a knockout loss or win." And at that point, in the fifth round, Faber had really nothing to lose because I think Cruz won all of the rounds. And also, I want to say that Cruz's style, if you jump on him, then he's not able to control that pace. He's not able to throw that, which was funny to me because he doesn't repeat patterns, but he repeats the same shots. That I can't remember what it is exactly. There's like a right hand or a left jab, right hand, something. He leans almost all the way down to the side, kind of. Maybe it's out of the range of most kicks or punches, but he repeated that same move over and over again. And I feel like Faber should have jumped on him but that's coming from a guy who's not a fighter. That's coming from a guy who doesn't compete in anything at an amateur level at all. But when I saw that, I just go, fifth round, man. You have not, beyond a reasonable doubt, dominated any round. I think Faber got knocked down twice, I think in the same round. So I look at fifth round, man, you just go for it. The absolute worst that can happen is you lose. So you're either going to lose as a knockout or lose as a decision. But that's coming from a guy who doesn't get paid to get punched in the face or get paid to punch people in the face. Yeah. Oh, man. So being down here in the lovely VA, I have noticed one thing. There are a lot of people, for some reason, down here. A lot of women. Why is I think I saw this in California. Why is it that people insist on putting their dirty, grubby shit kickers on the dashboards of their cars, sticking them out the window? I never understood that. And I see a lot. I've been here 2 days now. I see a lot of them. Just like, why? What makes that okay? Take your shoes off of the dirty floor mat, by the way, off of the dirty ground, out of your dirty shoes. Let me just throw them up here on the dashboard. Let me put them up in the window. It even seems to me, it will be uncomfortable to sit in the chair and then have your feet, your knees so close to. I just don't get it. I see a lot of that down here. I don't know. Is it just a beach thing? I guess I am by the beach technically, right? Is it just a beach thing? Or what is it? I see a lot of it. That's weird to me. It was weird when I saw it 10 years ago. I was like, why are your feet hanging out of the window? It doesn't make sense to me. Hand out of the window, fine. Dog's head out of the window, fine. But for you to stick your feet on the dashboard and stick them out of the window, I don't know, man. That's one daggone thing. I see this. I just go, I don't understand that at all. But anyway, that's just me. That's my opinion. IMO, right? Oh, there's a new Avengers movie. Oh, no, there's an old commercial. I really need to start watching more movies. Maybe I can. I'll go to Netflix now. Yeah, so down here in the lovely hotel, there's nobody here, man. I'm back to bachelor living. I'm back to having grapes and water in my refrigerator. Bachelor life. I'll probably eat takeout every night, which is great. Speaking of that, check this out, right? So I was here we go. I haven't said that in 18 episodes. I went from being let's talk about fitness for a while. Fitness. I don't even like that word. Let's talk about how fat I am, right? In the beginning of March, I think I told you guys, not last episode, the episode before that. I think I told you guys I got sick in the beginning of March, right? So about a week before that, I was up to 265, man, right? So, God, there's that so again. I was at 265 at least in the beginning of March. Got sick, uh, lost my appetite, ended up eating twice a day, opposed to the 5 times a day, bodybuilder style. Ate twice a day, dropped down all this weight, and I think I was down. I think I got down to 246 or something last time I checked. Right, last weigh in, 246. What I don't understand is how is it that when I ate 3 400 calorie meals, 400 calorie meals, 5 to 6 times a day, and ending at a caloric deficit, how is it that I didn't lose weight as rapidly as I did now eating fast food, which it's got plastic, it's got red dot number 7, it's got all the garbage in it. But I'm eating Five Guys, I'm eating Burger King. I mean, today I had Qdoba, Subway, all this stuff twice a day, and I respectfully twice a day, losing all this weight. I don't understand it. I'll take it, but I don't understand it when the general consensus is you got to eat. You have to eat every few hours, every 2 or 3 hours, revs up your metabolism. I don't see that. Now, if I can't get below, if I can't get under 240, then yeah, I'll definitely have to change it up, start eating a little better. But right now, I look at it and I go, I'm not cooking all those meals 5 times a freaking messing up my weekends. And not really. It didn't mess up your weekends. It didn't mess up my weekends. It would do. I think I would take maybe 3 hours total from breaking out the food to packaging it to put it in the Tupperware bowls or whatever it is. So it's not that big of a deal. But I often noticed when I was doing that, I couldn't lose the weight. It was weird. But maybe the difference is portion control over, quote unquote, eating healthy. I don't know. I will say that. What I'm not understanding is, I'm eating fast food and not weight training. I haven't weight trained. Goodness gracious, I haven't weight trained in a month. So hopefully since I'm down here, I'll run into a gym or something. But I haven't weight trained, which, okay, some of that's going to be muscle atrophy, but it just keeps it. It doesn't make sense for me, even if it's muscle atrophy, to lose 1 pound, 2 pounds a day, 3 pounds over a weekend. It just doesn't. It logically it doesn't make sense. But we'll see. We'll see when next time I get on a scale and see how much I weigh. Clothes are fitting a little different, so I don't know, man. I might just do the hotel workout, the push-ups, some I don't know about crunches. Check this out. I've not exercised, right? I haven't done yoga. I haven't done anything. I've barely stretched over the past month, right? January, March, April, May. All of May. Didn't do anything, right? Just regular, moving, just regular life, haven't exercised at all. I'm starting to see abs, and I guess it is low body fat abs, but all of those years of ab workouts, and I'm doing 10 sets of 10, and then I do the twisters, then I get on the machine and I do the hanging leg raises. I never got that result. And if I think about it, are ab exercises needed to show your abdominal muscles, or is it all body fat? From what I understood, it's all body fat. So if you take a power lifter, you take a power lifter or a strongman athlete, right? If you take one of those people, I'm gonna just speak for guys, because women, you guys are a completely different scientific amoeba, right? But if you take a strongman athlete or a power lifter that may carry around some extra body fat to utilize when they're going through some of these movements or lifting some of this stuff, if you take that person and you change up their diet to have them, they can still train the same exercises, but you change up their diet to where their body fat drops. I guarantee you they'll have some nice little abs sitting under there, looking all pretty, without doing one single crunch, one single sit up, one single elbow to knee twister, one high knee exercise, none of that stuff. I think abs are built in the kitchen, but I think they really are built between squats and deadlifts and any sort of core stability or core stability based exercise. You can do all the abs you want. There's nothing. I'm not saying don't do them. You're not going to take advice from me anyway. But I'm not going to say don't do them. But at the same time, I really look at it and I just go, I haven't done abs. I haven't done anything like that. And now I'm starting to see some abs. I'm starting to see what I used to call the tombstone. How I guess you have your abdominal muscles and you have the love handle area, the sides, and there's almost a little line going around there. You start to see that start to come out. And then you start to see the lines going across horizontally. So when I start to see that, when I haven't done one single ab exercise, haven't done a squat, haven't done an overhead press, haven't done a deadlift, specific to exercising, working out. When I see that, I look and go, I don't think I'll ever do abs again. It's just not necessary. And then that's the funny part is eating fast food. I'm not watching my fat content, grams of fat per meal. So I don't even think it's that. All right, never do a podcast and try to watch TV. But I think this is the Avengers or something, whatever it is with the Incredible Hulk. But yeah, I don't think I'll ever do abs again, not in that manner. I'll do stomach vacuuming, something like that. I think that can be good, even for a meditative state. Some Wim Hof kind of breathing techniques. But yeah, when it comes to the stinking abs, I'm over it. I can't support doing that. Anyway. So I think I'm gonna wrap this up. I think I'm gonna wrap this one up. Muhammad Ali is gone. Whatever. We'll read about him in the storybooks, and we'll talk about him for another month until another gorilla gets shot. For doing nothing really, for the fear of the gorilla doing something. See another gorilla gets shot, and we'll forget all about Muhammad Ali and Prince and transgender people. I think I already talked about that. We'll forget all about this stuff in a week when something new comes up that seems to be more important than Ebola, ISIS, Syria, North Korea, chemtrails. Something else will pop up and then get pushed through the media, and then we'll forget all about this. And people will go, when did Muhammad Ali die? And then this will be in 2 months. I think it was last year. No, that was 2 months ago. June 3rd is when he died. Right? June 3rd? Is when he passed away. It happens, man. But all right. I guess I'll talk to you guys next week. Thank you for listening. Check out the Garage Cast Facebook page. If you got any questions, hit me up there. Hit me up there. Or email me at thegaragecast@yahoo.com. I'm not a Gmail guy. I'm a Yahoo guy. But if you got any questions, you want to come on the show, let me know. And we can set something up. Shout out to No Rights Reserved episode is up. Their last episode of the season is available on YouTube. So check it out. No Rights Reserved. It's a pretty good show. They already have their last episode up. So check that one out. Let them know what you think about it. And I'm out.